Hello and welcome to the third round of the 2019 Yamaha Australian Supercross Championships, proudly brought to you by Motorex and Dunlop. And for the third round, we find ourselves arriving at the picturesque location that is Wollongong Wind Stadium on board the foreshore there at the Esplanade. Hayden Williams here, of course, joined alongside Joe Stevens. And Joe, the track is looking incredible. What a night we have in store.
It sure is, Aiden. And look, Wind Stadium, amazing venue. We're on the beachfront. The track is next level. We're really in the first full-size stadium of the season, and I can't wait to see where things go. This has been an amazing event.
Well, you said it, Joe, an amazing event so far, and of course the action is yet to start. Before we get that underway, however, important to take a look at our SX1 Championship and your three-time reigning champion Justin Brayton, once again too strong. Luke Clout, the New South Welshman, keeping him honest. This will be a local round for Clout, and then we look for Daniel Reardon, also Luke Clout's teammate on the CDR Monster Energy Yamaha. Not only fans and industry impressed with it out here, but the riders are very impressed with what they're seeing for round three.
I'm feeling pretty good for this weekend here in Wollongong. We've got an awesome stadium. Track's coming along and looking pretty good. So we got a different format tonight as well. We've got three finals. So expectations are to run it at the front, man. That's the plan. But you know, 3 races, anything can happen. But yeah, looking forward to it.
So we're here at Wollongong for round 3. Just looking forward to putting in a solid one this weekend. Hopefully can get her in the top 5. We've had a rough first 2 rounds, so just looking to rebound here and start getting the ball rolling for the rest of the season.
Well, very similar to the story in the SX1, the SX2 class, very tight at the top end of the field. We have Aaron Taney on board the Serco Motorsports Yamaha, currently leading it up, and he's got a big contingent of American riders in there behind him with Joshua Osby, Mitchell Oldenburg, and of course Chris Blows, all wanting to get the title.
I'm feeling good coming into round 3. It's like a local race for me at Wollongong. Expectations to be standing on that podium once again and hopefully hold on to the red plate.
Hey guys, Jay Wilson here. We're in Wollongong for round 3 of the Australian Supercross. We're at an awesome venue on the beach, Wind Stadium. Really excited to go racing here this weekend. We've got a cool track and hopefully a big crowd's going to turn out and put on a good show. Feeling good on the bike and excited to go racing.
Well, a few of the spectacles that we did have out here today was, of course, our SX85 class, the smaller machines here, the 2-stroke machines on board with the juniors, and a great hole shot there from the number 7 machine, and this really was one of the most exciting classes all day.
That's right, Aiden. Tyler Collins there out front on the KTM 85 Collins was really intense out of the start, and he was also showing this kind of speed in Brisbane. I tell you what, this 85 class, the track just been freshly watered, but the 21 there of Ryder Kingsford. There's the 23 of Byron Dennis, Seth Birchall, Jet Allsop, a graduate into the Big Wheel 85 class. So many fast kids in this category, but that 21 there at Kingsford, he started inching towards the front of the field.
Well, he really did make his inroads very, very quickly. Not the start he was looking for, but once he got to the front of the field, you can see the pace and the talent all rose to the top. And Ryder Kingsford really did find his own. A massive triple out there on the 85cc machine. Now that is 100% commitment.
Sure is. You can see the rest of the field going through this rhythm. It's not easy to get those 3 threes on these mini bikes. As you see the 22 there go to the inside, big block pass, but this is where it got hectic. There's Campbell. He gets cross-jumped a little bit. Both going for the same line. He got lucky to get out of that one with Birchall as he goes across. Another big one there from Connor Tao. He's been so fast all season, but had a big one through the rhythm section. But the number 21, Ryder Kingsford on that Yamaha 85. He takes the win in a dominating performance.
Well, now it is crunch time though. We have the SX2 final number 1. Of course, we're looking at a Triple Crown format tonight. We have 3 finals, all accumulating points to go through for the overall winner, claiming the 35 maximum points. In this one, Jay Wilson and Chris Blows, some of the big names in this one. One I'm looking for though, Mitchell Oldenburg. He hasn't had it all his own way so far this season, but we know he wants to get to the front. 5-second board. Let's go racing now for the first of the SX2 finals, and a great jump there for Chris Blows as he rockets out of the first turn. But the number 1 man, there he is, Jay Wilson. What a start from him. We see Brad Taft there to the outside, and a very different first turn there as we head up the hill. We follow on board though. Jay Wilson out front, Bradley Taft there in second. There is your championship leader. He's going to be back there in third place. Oldenburg, Osby, they're all in there. Our big heavy hitters all at the front, Joe.
They sure are, and they go through one of the gnarliest set of whoops we've seen all season long. We've got Blows and Osby side by side through the rhythm. Osby's going to put the block in there. Lots of arena cross experience with Chris Blows though. Did he able to cut back under? No, he wasn't. So Osby right now inherits third position. So we've got Jay Wilson, our defending champ, out front doing it for Australia. In second through fourth, we've got the charge, the Americans. There's Brad Taft. Taft's going to get a run now on Wilson. Osby There is Blows in 4th. And then we've got number 5 there. That's Jacob Hayes coming through. No, sorry, that's Tanny. Just a little bit of a bubble there with the Serco riders.
So your championship leader, not in the position that he's looking for. You take a look at that hole shot though, and Jay Wilson, an absolute rocket. He's been a great starter all through his career, and another perfect start there. It makes it a lot easier when you can start from the front. And for Jay Wilson, the number 1 plate is on the bike for a reason. Brad Taff wanting to keep him honest, but Joshua Osby, another man there who's going to be a big threat in this championship. One of our American riders coming over. I think I saw Webster there in the back of the screen. We are joined at the front of the field with Jay Wilson. This is, of course, Moto number 1 in the SX2 final number 1. Brad Taft, he needs to get on the back of Wilson here. We know Jay Wilson, such a strong performer from the front, and there's one thing to catch him. It's a whole other kettle of fish to get around Jay Wilson. As I said, that number 1 plate definitely on the bike for a reason. Osby now starting to make a run through the inside of the whoops. Oh, moment there. So Osby misses the triple. That's going to open the door for Blows and Tanny, who are all right there waiting to capitalise. You see Oldenburg just on the back side of the screen as well. So we've got Tanty leading Oldenburg. That's your battle for your championship currently. And Jay Wilson, he's looking to take great points out of this one. 2 finals to go though, Joe. This is still anybody's game.
This is the thing, Aidan, with these intense short races in the Triple Crown format, these guys have to bridge a very careful gap between intensity, getting to the front of the field, but also not throwing it away, because if any one of these guys in the lead pack goes down right now, they're going to find themselves outside of the top 5, and that's a very dangerous position to be in with a 3-race format when it all counts. But we need to take a look as you talk about getting sideways. Jay Wilson there, almost throwing it away on the inside of the whoops. Now we've got Taft's going to get a run over the triple, but wasn't able to make it happen. Here we go, so through the rhythm, they're going to go 3 on, off, and 3 out the other side, and it's still Jay Wilson and managed to find his composure after that heart rate jumping moment in the whoops. But I tell you what, right now, Wilson, he's looking good out front. This track is very technical, very slippery, as Tanny darts to the inside. I can barely catch my breath right now, Aidan. These guys are going at it.
Well, Tanny, he likes that inside line. He's been working it the last couple of laps now. He made the pass on Osby only 1 lap ago, and I think he wants to set up Chris Blows here. He has the red plate, he has the championship lead, and what he doesn't need right now is a 4th place finish with the big contenders in the championship. Here comes Chris Blows though, to the inside of Brad Taft, so will Blows be able to make the triple? Unfortunately there, that inside line just a little bit too slick, not able to grab the traction and not able to make the triple jump, so Blows will have to settle back into 3rd place. Another great run though, and he's going to go outside, splits the difference outside and under, but Taft there, great maturity, great racecraft, keeps Blows right to the top of the field. Have a look at the Aaron Tanny line here to the inside. That is brave.
Squeezes them on the inside, and I tell you what, Aidan, with all these open 90-degree and 180 turns, the inside outs, what I mean by that is you're going to see riders going inside to protect the line, and the other riders are going to go wide and slingshot down, and that leads to a lot of crossing and almost head-ons in the turns. Very exciting action here, the Australian Supercross Series. But I want to talk about this section right here, Aidan. We've got Chris Blows going to the inside of the whoop, same as Jay Wilson, not able to jump the triple. With how wide you have to go to get that 90-degree run at the triple, it evens out, and that's why these riders are staying so close. This track, built by the Pro Tracks crew, has really provided so many great options for racing. But here we go, last lap board is out. It's now side by side, the 2 Americans. Taft squeezes Blows. Oh, and how's Aaron Tanny, the hometown hero? He nearly got a 2-for-1 deal there. He's the points leader. You know he wants to get it done in front of the Wollongong crowd.
How's the aggression from Tanny though? There is no option there to go to the inside. These guys are coming out 3rd gear wide open, and Tanny just bangs the front wheel up there. They'll be seeing the red plate. They know exactly who it is for Blows. He wants to capitalise as many points over Aaron Tanny as possible. Taft there, another great run. So Taft looks very solid in this moto.
Oh, that was close there. Tanny nearly landed on the backside of Blows, but right now Jay Wilson's managed to put it all behind him, Aidan. He's going to take that last turn over the little stutter bump and takes the checkers, lights the candles for the opening SX2 final.
Well, there's a final number 1, and the number 1 plate solidified on the front of that bike. He's going to go back, and it's very short recovery time now. We don't have a whole lot of time, and these boys are going to be back out here. Just taking a look though there at the track, Joe, and you're starting to see the rock really lift through the base.
Yeah, look, it's been dry out here today. It was very warm earlier at Wollongong, and although we're on the coast, there's not a lot of moisture in the air. The track's very dry, and it's going to get like that as we go through the night. But right now, Jay Wilson from Brad Taft and Chris Blows, your top 3 in the opening SX2 final.
Well, that is SX2 racing at its absolute finest, and the man out on top in that one. Solid wire-to-wire victory for Jay Wilson. Mate, that's how you want to win them.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just kept the head down off the start and drove out really well, and protective the whole race. You know, I kept staying on the inside of that whoop, on the whoop pad, and going doubling that triple, and I stayed protective. It made it work. So good start to the night. We'll go back, regroup, and make sure we can do this in the next couple of events. Next couple of races.
Massive performance there from Jay Wilson. A dangerous rider to give confidence to. But I tell you what, let's go now to the SX1 class and the heavy hitters here in International Supercross. Luke Clout, currently your fastest man out of the heat races. Justin Brayton, Dan Reardon, and also we've got to talk about the return of one of the best rookies to ever come out of AMA Supercross. Josh Hill is making his long anticipated return to professional racing here tonight at Wollongong. But let's go racing. The first opening 8-lapper, the SX1 main event number 1. Gate is down, massive jump from Hill on the inside. We know that he's going to have intensity, but it's that number 1 once again. Justin Brayton, so dialed when it's crunch time. Brayton always finds the front of the field off the start on that Penrite Factory Racing Honda. Whoa, Reardon almost runs into the backside of him on that wall jump. This track is catching a lot of guys out with the intensity and how close these guys are getting. Clout has to scrub the triple, and just like that, we've got the heavy 3 out front right now. It's Brayton, Reardon, and Clout. Clout's already going to go to the inside of his teammate, just not able to get the squeeze.
Well, a great start there for Luke Clout, Daniel Reardon, and of course Justin Brayton. There's very few chinks in the armour, and the start is definitely not one of them. He's whole shot at every race so far this year. Daniel Reardon keeping him honest. We see
Dobson
right there.
Caught up. How's that first turn?
That's that Aaron Tanny one there, straight to the inside, front wheel gone, and unfortunately it's been the talk of the season for Jesse Dobson. Something goes wrong in every single motor. He just can't string them together. Taking a look back here at the whole shot now though, and what a perfect start. Justin Brayton on board that Penrite Honda. The Bridgestone's hooking up absolutely perfect, and that's the start that he wants to. He wants to extend that championship lead from Luke Clout. Luke Clout, however, starting to mount the pressure on his teammate Daniel Reardon now. Craig Dack, throughout the earlier parts of the year, did talk about there's nothing he can say to stop these two going after each other. This is a battle for the championship, and neither one of these guys will lay it down. So Luke Clout currently on the back wheel of Daniel Reardon. Reardon, the veteran, if you will. Luke Clout, the young gun, the prodigy, stepping up. Of course, with the CDR Monster Energy Yamaha support underneath the wing of Craig Dack. It's been a stellar standout year for him. Just missing out on the Motocross Championship, but really wants to hunt down this Supercross Championship, and he's looking straight down the back of one of the greatest Supercross riders to come out of the country.
He really is, Aiden. And for Dan Reardon, look, Dan had a massive crash at Adelaide just a few weeks ago in the qualifying session. I think he's not quite at 100%, but he's got so much skill and so much experience. Right now, look at that. Talking about experience, the inside out. He knew Luke Clout was coming. He could sense it, but Clouty's going to squeeze him again. Oh, they tiptoe through the turn. Not quite able to get the job done, but Reardon on the flat track, so much experience to keep that Yamaha YZ450 smooth on the CDR Monster Energy team ride. But I tell you what, Aiden, Luke Clout, like you said, he's had a career year so far, emerging himself as the youngster to challenge the veterans here in the SX1 class, and he's going to go down the inside of this whoop section. But I know Luke Clout, this is his hometown race. It's a coming of age right now for Luke Clout. There's been a lot of talk in the industry this week about him going after the win and finally starting to take it to what has been the unbeatable Justin Brayton for 3 seasons. He gets to run again, and this time,
same story, same picture.
How's the experience of Reardon? But I tell you what, I think Clouty's going to squeeze him good this time. Yeah,
bang, racing.
Oh!
Reardon, big moments there, but the block pass from Luke Clout perfectly set up. He saw it the lap before, and that's the difference in the maturity you're talking about now, a championship rider. The lap before, he knew the pass wasn't there. Happy to follow Reardon's line, set himself up for the next lap, and goes in there. A perfect block pass, nothing dirty about it. It solidifies the move. Does he have enough time to get to Justin Brayton? 4 laps to go in this final number 1, and this is the talk of the championship. Luke Clout needs to finish most motos now in front of Justin Brayton. We are, of course, at the halfway point now in the championship. Only a few rounds to go after this, and he needs to get as close to Brayton, but more so than that, he needs to find the chink in Justin Brayton's armour. He's a man that runs off confidence, and with every heat race win, every qualifying number 1, and of course every final win, Justin Brayton is electrified out there right now. Luke Clout needs to find the difference to get on the back wheel as we start to see the track absolutely deteriorating. You see this top corner here, the dust starting to come through, and so much rock in the base of this track.
Yeah, the track, look, it's held up amazing, Aiden. A lot of racing going here tonight. Like we said, a very warm day. The track crew have done an amazing job of keeping it raceable and keeping it where it's at. It's really going to test these riders and their ability to stay smooth and stay consistent later in the night, because it's really going to cup out. And what I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, is big, sort of square edge acceleration holes before the jumps and little pockets in between the jumps. And especially in the whoop section, you're going to see those start to break down. A lot of, 3 gate drops each for the main events and the 250s and the 450s. There's a lot of bike time along with qualifying and practice to really chew out this racetrack. But I tell you what, we haven't spoken about it yet, Aiden, but this grass bank feature, really cool initiative from the guys at Troy Bayliss Events here at the Wynn Stadium. to take it up into the stands a little bit, get close to the fans. But Brayton already, he's starting to get into the lap traffic, and we just saw a pan through the rest of the field. Brayton, Clout, and Reardon to a certain extent, they've really gapped the rest of this field.
Well, we do normally see the cream rise to the top, and of course that is the case with Justin Brayton and Luke Clout as they find themselves into lap riders now. There's only really one or two good lines on this track. We come into the lap riders, they're going to have to mix up their lines. This could be the opportunity that Luke Clout needs to get there. One lap to go, though. I don't think he's going to have enough time. We saw Brett Metcalf in the back of screen there. So Brayton, he's led this one wire to wire. Only a half a lap now to go, and he will put the first of the SX1 finals in the book. It's been the story of the championship for him. Putting the 62 a lap down there. So just needs to keep it clean. 2 turns to go. Nice and cleanly up over the triple jump. Swings left through the Yamaha left-hand turn. One more rhythm section. It looks like it is going to be the cherry to the start of the cake here for Justin Brayton as he rounds the final turn. And there it is. Justin Brayton will take out moto number 1 of the SX1. Luke Clout, a very solid second place.
Massive performance there from Brayton, making sure he gets the job done to start the night. Cloudy second, Dan Reardon really soldiering on there in third. Brett Metcalf, Josh Hill is going to round out 4 and 5.
Well, SX1, the final one is in the books, and Justin Brayton, that's how you want to win them. Wire to wire, got an unbelievably good start out there and taking the moto win. Got to feel good.
Yeah, I just knew I needed to execute that start, honestly. That's my main focus, to get out front and really just kind of check out and ride my own race. Yeah, I need to execute 2 more of those, but track's tough, man. Track's really tough, so I'm good in some clean air, and I got to keep it that way.
We're very happy Justin Brayton there. As we head off to a short break, let's take a look at some of the exciting things you can do in and around the Wollongong area. Welcome back to the beautiful Wynn Stadium here in Wollongong. Important that we take a look at a few of our support classes, and of course I'm talking about the Junior Lights program. These are the rising stars and the next talent that we'll look to see to step into the pro ranks and start banging bars for the championships. These 250 guys have all the pace, all the racecraft, and everything you need to become a champion.
But it was Yamaha's Alex Larwood from South Australia out front, making it look easy from the gate drop. There's the 62 of Ryan Alexanderson and the 271 of Brock Devison. The 26 there, that's Cameron Steele. The 45 of Brad West. And that's the 422 right there. Also in there, as we see, these riders getting a run at the triple. They can get it done. Westy gets it done there on the Kawasaki machine. Bar to bar through the rhythm section. You'll see, Aidan, just a little bit less intensity from these guys than the professional classes, but still a lot of these guys graduating. Well, still going down there, but this is the graduating age group. We'll see a lot of these guys into SX2 next year.
And I think a big one of those that we're going to look to see step up, Alex Larwood. He's been dominant week in, week out in this junior class. And there he is, the number 5 machine, has all the style of one of the professional racers, and he did take the win out there for this one. A great result there for Larwood, and just ticking another box on his way to the capital. How about this though? The Blue Crew experienced the Yamaha 65cc Cup, and the entire initiation there with Yamaha and Blue Crew, getting all these young kids out here, flying them in from all over the country, having an experience out there with your favourite riders, all the big guns, and getting to do it under the big lights in the big smoke, as it were. So for all these kids, a real spectacle and really something special. Unfortunately, a little bit of water going down on the track, which was causing a whole bunch of grief for the 65 machines. Oh, a big moment there off the left-hand side. Able to hold on to those, a big hucklebuck. He's managed to hold on to the machine. Great experience out here for the Blue Crew riders. And another great experience we had out here, the man, the myth, the legend, Robbie Madison.
Scotty, it's Robbie Madison. How are you? Yeah, mate, I'm in town for the Supercross and the Motorcycle Festival. Yeah. Oh, I'm at the Shell Harbour Airport myself. Really? All right, I'll come pick you up right now.
Well, the sky has always been the limit for your man there, Robbie Madison. I think that's taken it to a whole new level. What can't this guy do? Important though now, I think, Joe, that we tune back in. Of course, the SX2 lining up for their second final. Jay Wilson got the job done in the first one. Chris Close right up there. Webster, a man that I want to see get up to the front end of the field. We know he's got the pace. Unfortunately, just bad results have been hindering Webster's championship. Gate about to go sideways. Oh, and a big jump there. Looks like the 14 machine of Durant Stapleton jumping the gate as they dive into the first turn, and there he is. Kyle Webster gets the whole shot. He needed to get to the front of the field fast if he can run with these front guys. Chris Close now inherits the lead. Joshua Osby in there behind him, and Close, too good, too calm.
Webster ran a little wide there, so now we've got the Americans out front. Blows, Osby, there's Oldenburg on the inside. Aaron Tanny, your hometown hero, he's in third. Aiden, this is Tanny's shot right now, the red plate holder.
Webster,
who is that?
again, once again, Kyle Webster hooks the back wheel of the bike, no mistake of his own, and he's eaten dirt once again, so Webster going to have to fight his way right back through the field. At the moment, though, that opens the door for Chris Close. A dominant performance out here so far. Aaron Tanny getting absolutely smothered there by Oldenburg and Osby, and it's an Australian a little bit there in no man's land. He's got an American contingent around him, and you start to see the number one bike just inching his way into the back of the screen. It's not going to be long. Taking a look at the whole shot now, though. Durant Stapleton, it was indeed jumping the gate. A great start there for Webster. Unfortunately, pushes the front wheel slightly wide. That's going to open the door for the likes of Chris Close and Jay Wilson. And with the maturity of these guys and the racecraft and experience that they have, you really can't leave the doors open. How about this, though? Aaron Tanny, doors open, doors shut, straight to the inside of Osby. That's your battle for the championship as we speak. So Aaron Tanny, his inside lines here, once again going to dive straight to the inside, and well, he's found some traction that time around, a little bit more moisture in the soil.
That is just pressure there from Aaron Tanny, and he is not letting Osby have any inch of this racetrack to himself. Inside, outside. Osby back to the inside. Jesus, foot peg nearly got caught in Tanny's front wheel there, but Tanny, he has got the job done now. This is his shot. Aiden, the hometown hero, the red plate holder. Not only does he
Swap down, big yard sale.
Just like that for Tanny. You can see he's on the edge. He was charged, and he knew this was his opportunity in this short race to get it done. And how intense is Supercross? Now we've got Oldenburg on that Penrite Plus Fitness Honda. He's working the 71 of Osby for second now, inside, outside. Oldenburg, another one of the Americans, a late addition to the series, signed just before round one, and he has gone to the inside now, Osby. So Osby's getting a little flustered here, Aiden.
Well, that was a great move, though, from Oldenburg. He goes out to the outside, found a little bit of traction. Osby needs to find the gear. He seems a little unsettled. You know, Tanny got around him, put the little block past. He needs to calm back in here. We've still got 4 laps to go, and he needs to hold on to as many championship points as possible. Unfortunately for Tanny, it looks like he's going to be written out of this one. Just swap all the way through the whoop section. We did say it earlier on, these whoops are going to blow out. See Jay Wilson there just on the backside of your screen. And how about the man out front, the number 3 Penrite Honda's Chris Close. What a dominant performance in this.
There's Tanny coming back through the rim section now. Looks like he's about to make a move on Ravenhorse. So Tanny, he's climbing back through the field. So we see the rest of the SX2 field coming through there, but right now Oldenburg, he is going to throw some hooks by the look of it, Aiden, into the backside of Chris Close. Now let's take a look at these two Honda riders as they go right. They're going to go over the wall jump and head through that Motor X whoop section, starting to just cup out there on the outside. You can see the track really starting to break down here after all the racing it's had on it. But Jay Wilson, your winner of the opening final now. Jay's a dangerous rider to give confidence to, Aiden. It looks like he's starting to inch up on this battle for the top 3 also.
It seems to be the story, though. If you don't start with these guys at the front, you're not going to finish there. The skill of Chris Close and Mitchell Oldenburg here, I don't think Wilson's going to be able to make the inroads back in. Yes, he has the pace, but he needs to get the start. Unfortunately now, you've got a 4 to 5 second gap. He's not going to be able to make that up in the 2 laps. Osby, a mistake there in the back of the corner, so that might open the door for Wilson. And this is what we say about racing. Doesn't matter where you are on the track, you need to keep fighting, you need to keep pushing. You see moments there from both Close and Oldenburg. Those whoops are destroyed.
Yeah, they're really starting to break down, but you know what? It doesn't look to me like it's a lot faster to take that low line. It looks like it's really technical to find that rut, and the guys, like, look at Blows, he's actually bombing through the middle still and making it work. But right now, we've got one more lap to go, and it is like Honda Racing duo on those Plus Fitness machines, Blows and Oldenburg. And I don't think Oldenburg at this point is going to want to do anything too crazy. He didn't have the best opening final, so a solid second position on the board is really going to help him in the points. But Chris Blows, a man that's been really favoured heavily for the title this year, has been factoring in. Had a few crazy things happen at the opening rounds, but it looks like he's starting to find his feet here in the series. Both of the Honda riders up over the triple. They're going to head through that rhythm section one more time. I think this is Blows' race at this point. Here we go, one more turn to go. He's going to go around that lap rider and take the win, lighting the candles in final number 2. Chris Blows from Mitchell Oldenburg, making it a Penrite Honda 1-2, heading into the third final later on this evening. And there's Jay Wilson coming across the line in third and fourth, looking for your 5th position rider. There's your red plate holder, Aaron Tanny. So if we take a look at the results and what this means for the championship, Tanny down in 5th position. He was the red plate holder coming into this round. He's going to give up a lot of points in that race to Osby, Blows and Jay Wilson. Let's go down trackside with Aidan Williams.
Chris Blows, finally the P1 spot. You got the job done.
Yeah, you know what? We just got to do that one more time. We got to a good start. And you know what? My teammate Mitchell Oldenburg was riding great. My Penrite Honda is running awesome. And you know what? We got one more main event. We're in a good spot. We can't screw this up.
And as we talked about before, let's take a look at the Triple Crown round points after 2 finals in the books. And already you can see that Aaron Tanny's sitting there on 9 points. And how that works, ladies and gentlemen, is your results from each moto get added up. And it's basically the rider with the lowest score. So if you was to win all 3 motos, you would graduate with 3 points total, and that would give you the overall win as the lowest scoring rider out of your 3 finals. But right now, it's time for the SX1 class, and Aidan Williams, we've got the heavy hitters back on the line.
Well, Joe, it's time to get excited because Luke Cloud is your fastest qualifier, and he's looking for any inroad to get the job done over Justin Brayton, who, quite frankly, has just been too strong. Daniel Reardon, another man in there that wants to get the job done. And Dylan Long, I'm looking for this man to start stepping up. He's an incredible jumper, an incredible Supercross rider as the gate does drop, and a great jump there from the third gate. Luke Cloud, Daniel Reardon looks like he's got the best of it, but no, Cloud, that fantastic flat track style, and Cloud is going to take the whole shot here. This is where he needed to start. This is where Cloud wanted to get the job done.
Oh, Josh Hill nearly jumped onto the backside of Cody Dice over that wall jump. Dicey hung it out all the way around that second turn, but right now we've got a CDI Yamaha Monster Energy poster shoot out front. It is the 3 riders, and I don't see the Honda of Justin Brayton, Aidan. This is the first race all season long. We haven't seen him with the whole shot.
There he is, so back there, and I'd say 9th or 10th position. So this will be the first test we see of Brayton moving his way through the field, and the biggest trouble that smells for Brayton right now, Luke Clout is out front, and he's got 2 teammates in there behind him. How about that, Reardon Hill? Going
squeezing each other over that single. Josh Hill has so much intensity. Watch this guy on the track. It's really on another level. But right now, let's take a look at the SX1 whole shot replay. Justin Brayton there on the Honda. Watch him get squeezed out. He actually has to jump on the brakes and stalls the bike to Brayton all the way to the back of the field. That would explain why we did not see him factor into that early lap battle.
Unfortunate there for Brayton. He looked like he just come into the backside of Luke Clout. It was actually a fantastic jump for him, and he almost would have had the whole shot, but the mistake all too costly. There he is, though, already moved his way past Lawson Bopping on board the Empire Motorsports Kawasaki, so starting to make the inroads. Can Luke Clout extend enough of a gap here to get away from him, as we see a mistake there from Hill? So Hill, he doesn't care who's in this championship right now. He's coming out here for the first round, and he wants to go wham bam, thank you man, I don't care who you are, where you are in the title, I want this win. He's out here to do one job, and that's exactly why Craig Dack and CDR Monster Energy Yamaha boys brought him out here. You see that glorious hair swinging out the backside of the helmet, infamous of Josh Hill's style, if you will. Daniel Reardon still a 3rd place, but how about that, the Victorian, the young man himself, Cody Dice, on board the Suzuki machine. He's finally got a start and a standout result here for Dice. I believe he's sitting in around 10th to 15th in the championship, but now he's banging with the best in the world, and Cody Dice is only a young kid. I would not be surprised if he has a Justin Brayton poster on the wall.
Well, here we go though, big mistake there from Cloudy. He's back and swung out of that rut on that inside roller, and this is all about pressure now from Josh Hill. Hill is back to professional racing after a few years off the circuit in America, but his intensity is definitely not wavering. I just don't quite know if he's going to have the fitness aid and to really capitalize on that in the Triple Crown format. But Clout, he's feeling the pressure, the track's going away. Cloudy's a very aggressive rider, and he likes to hang it out, he likes to rev the bike and charge. And this track, if you get too aggressive and too much body language, it's definitely going to punish you as far as that back wheel stepping around. So Clout's going to have to smooth it out, but Hill looks to me like he might just start to be a little bit winded at this point, because he really hasn't been able to capitalize on that mistake from Clout.
Well, Luke Clout has just finished up an entire MX Nationals Championship. He's been riding all year. He's probably the fittest that Luke Clout's ever been. Josh Hill just back to racing. This will be one of the first times in the last few years that he's actually battled at the front end of the field. As you were saying, though, about Luke Clout's aggression, the boy likes to battle. He likes to have somebody there. He's never bothered by it, and that's the big change in him this year. The maturity has changed. He's not too afraid to see the wheel up the inside, and he knows he's out there to do a job. Josh Hill, a very different job. So for Luke Clout right now, Oh, there we go. So Hill already
shows him a wheel there. That's all about the pressure, Aiden.
That little mind game there.
It really is. You don't have to make the pass. It's as a rider's perspective, when you see that blue fender coming inside of you, you know that he's close, and you start changing your race plan. It changes your perspective of things. And for Luke Clout, he's really got to focus on executing his race and running his laps. Now, they have very different lines here. Clouty's gone through that Motor X loop section down the middle, and Josh Hill's taken the low line. To me, that showed a lot of confidence on behalf of Luke Clout. But right now, with 3 laps to go, it seems like Clouty's just doing enough to keep the battle evened out. He doesn't need to win by a lot, but he does need to stay ahead of his teammate.
Well, he just needs to capitalise on as many points as possible, and you see Justin Brayton still buried in there behind his teammate Brett Metcalf.
Mistake from Eddie. I think he stole the bike there.
Oh, so mistake there for Metcalf. Stalls the bike straight back on the gas. He's only going to be relegated 1 position, but not what we want to see from Metcalf's night. Hill still trying to keep Clout honest. Honestly, though, the man I am most impressed in this one has to be Cody Dice. The man has not shown a representation inside the top 10. Now he's banging up there with the best in the world, and I'm sure for Cody Dice, this will be a very surreal feeling battling with Justin Brayton, who I'm sure is a massive fan of. Clout starting to extend that lead. This is what he needed to do, and this is only going to fill the belly, fill the tank with all that fire, all that gusto, and of course, the confidence that he needs to run this championship to Justin Brayton. 1 lap to go, Joe. This one is going to the wire.
It sure is, and I tell you what, Luke Clout's been very vocal in the media saying if he can just get a start, if he can get ahead of Justin Brayton, he knows he's got the speed to beat him. Oh, Josh Hill tucks the front. I said Hill looked a little winded, and that mistake trying to get around a lap, a little bit of a lapse in concentration there, seems to be all she wrote. So that's going to get Dan Reardon in the second, and are you kidding me? Cody Dice, the SB Motorsports privateer out of Victoria on the Suzuki, he's looking like he's going to get third after that massive heat race result earlier in the night. But right now, it is all about number 4. Luke Clout likes the candles. He takes his first final win of the season here in Oz Supercross. And Clouty, you can tell he's feeling it in front of the hometown crowd right now. Reardon comes across the line there in second. And Cody Dice, I think he's feeling it harder than the winner. He just gave us a fist pump there in third. We take a look at the results there. Dice bringing it home in third. That means Justin Brayton, your race 1 winner, unbeaten so far this season, is going to be in 4th. Josh Hill will be 5th as we go to Aiden Williams with Luke Clout.
Luke Clout, mate, it is coming together tonight.
Yeah, there's only a couple words I can say, and it's just about time. You know, I've been putting in the work, and I think everyone knows that I work hard, but it's just taking a little bit of time to get me used to the 450, and you know, I'm really riding well, so you know, we got 1 more main, got to keep it consistent, get another good start, another 8 laps, and see how we go.
Luke Clout stepping it up huge with his first win of 2019. But right now, let's take a look at what that does for the Triple Crown round points here at round number 3. Justin Brayton and Dan Reardon both tied on 5 points apiece in second. But Luke Clout, his 3 points is looking mighty good for the overall here at Wollongong.
Well, let's go to a quick commercial break here. We'll be right back with more action from round 3 of the Yamaha Australian Supercross Championships, proudly presented to you by Dunlop and Motor X. Welcome back to all the action from round number 3 of the Yamaha Australian Supercross Championships, presented to you by Dunlop and Motor X. And what a night we have had so far. 2 finals to go. We've got 1 SX1 and an SX2 final. But before we kick into that, it's time to check out a bit of the entertainment going down tonight. Of course, I'm talking about our speed and style. This is incorporating not only the racing element, but we're incorporating a freestyle element as well. You need to lay down your tricks, and you also need to be fast. See out there at the moment, Dylan McDonald going out for his run. So they make 1 jump over this. There it goes, a big backflip no-hander. Now they're going to swing left into the rhythm section, make their way all the way down our largest rhythm section, left through the finish line again, a second trick, and they will accumulate to the points from both the technical elements of the trick and also the speed. But a big moment there from McDonald, not the Supercross specialist I'm sure he wants to be. He just has a massive big case, but sets himself up once again for the ramp. Nice big kiss of death. That's exactly what we want to see from Dylan McDonald. Now he needs to keep the pace on here as Cameron Sinclair is waiting to knock him off the top step. Nice and clean through the double, and I don't think he's going to look for that triple. I think a bit of a slap on the bar pad the last time around. He's not going to want to go for it. But a really cool element we have out here, Joe, both incorporating all the fun of the freestyle motocross and a big underflip there, you see it, and also the racing element.
It really is. Recovery rate, speed and style. It's a specialist event. You have to combine the skill and the craziness of freestyle motocross and getting through the rhythm section there on the baseline of this WIN Stadium. But right now, Cam Sinclair, backflip, knack one-hander, sinks multiple X Games gold medals, one of the first men in the world to do the double backflip back in the day. And Cam is an OG. He's a legend of the sport.
That's the definition of skill and crazy right there.
It really is. He has a big Supercross background. He was a competitor in this series many years ago, and Cam has got the skills to pay the bills when it comes to freestyle motocross. Let's see what he's got for us. Big upright ruler kiss of death there. So much style from Cam Sinclair. He's going to throw them flip levers up, and that means one thing. He's going to go upside down at the end of this rhythm section, but Sink's making it look clean, getting through this double. Now you see these guys, they're not professional racers, they're freestyle riders. They're getting through the rhythm the best they can, but when it comes to the ramps, they are not afraid to throw it down. What's he got for us? Sinks upside down, big backflip, Indian air, pulls it around.
And that is the skill and the talent of Cameron Sinclair, one of the best freestylers in the world and has been for a long time. Sinks will take the win out here, gets the overall points, not only in the freestyle element, but he was slightly faster than McDonald as well. That small mistake for McDonald really did cost him. Now, Joe, we need to strap in. One final to go to crown our champion out here for round number 3. And so far, Bloss has been strong, Wilson's been strong, but we want to see Aaron Taney get to the front. He's been diving down the insides, and unfortunately a small chink in the armour each lap, and it takes him down, knocks him off the top step. He needs to get the start here, so the gate does drop, not the jump that Bloss was looking for. Jay Wilson, another great jump. He looks like he's going to push the inside, but how about at 7? Connor Tierney, he finds his maiden pole shot to the front.
Big jam up on the inside turn there, a bunch of the heavy hitters going down.
Jay Wilson,
down, Wilson's down. There is so many of the championship contenders in that first turn pile-up, but right now we've got 2 of the young guns out of Western Australia. We got Connor Tierney and Regan Duffy, 1 and 2. There's Dylan Mills 4th, Osby 5th, Stapleton, Barham, Latimer. The list goes on. This is what happens when the heavy hitters go down, Aiden. Some of the privateers get a chance to run up front. And right now, the Western Australian riders, 1 and 2. Duffy shows a wheel to Connor Tierney. Oh, we're going to squeeze each other down the start straight, but right now, looks like Tierney, he's going to maintain track position.
I like to see this though, our young bucks stepping up there. We see a few of our big names crash in the first turn, 3 of our top 5 in fact, and it gives these younger guys a chance. All they need is the start. We saw it so clearly earlier with Webster. If he can get to the front, he can go. Luke Clout gets the start and goes through. As Chris Bloss makes the pass up the inside, no, Duffy's going to cut back to the inside, looking for that very tight inside line. Here's a look at the start. Now you have a look at the Connor Tierney start here, slightly wider, and for the first time tonight, the outside line pays dividends. Jay Wilson, the first one to go down. So it looked like he clipped the back wheel of one of the machines and goes down, and that has just brought a pile up of all of our top 5 riders.
Here we go, the slingshot from Chris Bloss. He runs around the outside and makes a clean pass.
That was just perfect. That's everything you want to see.
It really is. There we go. There's Oldenburg. Now Oldenburg, whoa, Jay Wilson dives right in between Oldenburg and Ravo. I don't know how he fit it in between those 2 bikes, Aiden, but Osby, he's looking pretty calm and collected there. He's in a decent position for the overall with this ride right now, but Chris Bloss is looking good in second, but I'm surprised. I shouldn't say surprised, is more excited for the form that we are seeing for the number 7, Connor Tierney out front. Tierney, he's had a really good career at the opening part back in the day with his under-19s MXD performances in the MX Nationals, but it's been a few years with injuries since we've seen Tierney run up front. But it looks like all that confidence, whoa, is coming back to Tierney as Bloss and Duffy. I tell you what, Aiden, Duffy has not given up the battle to get back around Chris Bloss.
And that is a 16-year-old that is hungry for the win. Osby nearly gets the front wheel taken out, so Raceline will be very nervous with what they're seeing at the moment. Duffy just needs to keep the hooks into the backside of Bloss. Tierney, a great ride here so far. It looks like he's actually found his way out at the front. Can Osby get around Duffy, or can Duffy get some inroads into the back there of Chris Bloss? Looking for the next rider to come through. Looks like Dylan Wills there. So the Davies Motorsport back, KDM of Dylan Wills, finally showing a contingent up the front as well. And here's another rider that hasn't been able to get off the line. Tierney, have a look at that. That is full defensive there.
Duffy to the inside again. Jeez, the slingshot from the outside for Bloss. He's got so much experience, the veteran from America. He's raced AMA Arena Cross, AMA Supercross. He knows how to get the job done in tight battles, but Duffy is swinging for the fences after that finish jump. The race line, KDM Thor teammates of Duffy and Osby running 3rd and 4th right now. But Aiden, we've got 2.5 laps to go. And right now, the number 7 Connor Tierney, I'm liking him so far for this race win. He does not seem phased. He is running clean laps. Very impressed right now with what I'm seeing from the number 7. Duffy goes to the inside, puts the squeeze on Bloss.
And that's a 16-year-old with a guy who's won multiple championships. And you talk about he's an AMA arena cross guy. They are brutal. They're happy to bang bars. The young buck, though, not too scared of it, obviously representing Australia on the Des Nations team. And he's a true talent and a true prodigy stepping in. We've been waiting for him to hit the senior ranks. And I think Chris Blows is about to get a real reality check from the young talent that is emerging through the Australian Supercross Championship. Duffy, a slightly different line to the right-hand side. He's going to get another great run. 2 laps to go now in this one. Joe, Duffy looking for any options.
Duffy's going to go to the inside here, Aid. He's been lining this up all night long. Here we go. He goes on, off. He's going to triple to the inside. Can he shut the door on Chris Blows? Duffy,
bang!
Boom, what a block pass. He set that up 2 or 3 laps, and there goes Osby as well. What is this going to do for the overall if Blows goes from first in the second final to 4th in this one?
I think it's going to blow this whole thing wide open. Where will Tierney factor into this? We saw him off the back end of the screen. 1 lap to go though now. Duffy through to second, Osby third, and Chris Blows relegated to 4th.
The young guns 1 and 2 right now. I'm holding my breath right now. I don't know if it's going to finish this way, but the number 7 of Connor Tierney, are you kidding me right now, Aiden Williams? He has led this one wire to wire, and with 1 rhythm section left to go, as the Raceline teammates get into it in the final rhythm, it looks to me like it's going to come down to Tierney taking the win, but who is going to get second out of Osby and Duffy? They're going to go for the photo finish. Who's got it? Oh, I think Osby just gets the job done. So it's going to be Connor Tierney from Osby and then Regan Duffy with Chris Blows. Woo, he finishes 4th. Let's confirm the results. In SX2 final number 3, it was Connor Tierney taking the win. Josh Osby getting second by just over a few tenths of a second. Are you kidding me? Chris Blows and Dylan Wills rounding out the top 5. But right now, let's go down to Aiden Williams with a very happy Connor Tierney.
Well, SX2 always throws a spanner in the works, and I don't think there's a more surprised man out of the result in that one than the man who actually took the win, Connor Tierney. Mate, welcome back to racing. Welcome back to the top step.
Thank you, man. I've been putting in the work, and it's been coming. I didn't expect a top stop on the motor, but I'm going to take it. Got a good start, and just I don't know, put my head down. I've been struggling with a little confidence. It's been a while since I've been up here, so a few injuries, like a lot of injuries actually. So it's been good to get a good preseason down, get a good start, and actually have a good run. So, I can't thank everyone behind me enough. Like Ross McWaters, he's had my bike awesome. Yamaha Australia, GPH, 7MX, and everyone involved, everyone that came out today and supported me. I really appreciate it.
So after Tierney taking that massive win, first of his career, we were out with the calculators trying to figure it out. But it's Mitchell Oldenburg in 3rd, Josh Osby 2nd, but Chris Blows manages to get the job done. He's down trackside now with Aiden Williams.
Well, that's the first of the nice big cups that I'm sure you want to sit on the shelf from this year. It's not been the start to the season that I know you were looking for, but talking to mechanic Jack, he said that you were putting in a whole bunch of work and you were hungry and you weren't going to get beaten. I guess he proved that right.
Hey, you know what? We came into this round 3 wanting to win, and that's what we accomplished. And you know what? We've been working really hard. The team's been putting a lot of man hours at the shop, and you know what? It's obviously showing. Mitchell and Josh obviously rode really awesome, and you know what? The points are tightening up, and I think it's going to be a good rest of the season.
A big night there for Chris Blows taking the win, but as we see our riders with the champagne showers chasing each other as they spray some of their pit crew and the rest of the fans out here at Wollongong. Well, let's take a look at what this does for the rest of the championship.
Well, the championship is about as close as it can possibly get. 62 points there for Osby. We take only 1 point step back to Chris Blows, your winner out here tonight. Aaron Tierney, he's lost the red plate and relegated 2 points back. He's going to need to stay in this championship and stay very, very hungry as we head off to New Zealand for the next round. Before we head off to New Zealand, however, it's important that we have one more SX1 moto out here. Luke Clout finally gets the job done in the last one. Brayton, first chink to the armour. Daniel Reardon, he was up there. And Josh Hill playing big factors in this one. I'll also be looking for the 33 machine of Cody Dice. He's been banging the bars. And there he is, just to the inside of the Empire Motorsports Kawasaki of Dylan Long. 5-second board. We're going racing here. 3rd final now for the SX1 class. And it looks like the start out of the guts.
73 from Henry Miller, but it looks like Josh Hill's going to run it down the inside. Luke Clout.
Bang.
Coming out of that first turn, gets the job done. It's another CDI Yamaha poster shoot with Clout, Reardon and Josh Hill all banging bars through the Moto X route section as the rest of the field comes through. They're up over the triple now. There's Justin Brayton. He's in 4th, Aiden.
There's Todd Waters in there behind him, so Brayton finally a better start, but have a look at the contingent in front of him. He's a lone man sitting behind a road train right now. He has 3 CDR Yamahas to get around if he's going to take the win out here tonight. Clout's strong performance in that second moto definitely gives him a points up here for the final. But can he get the job done? Can Brayton get back to the front? Will we see any team tactics going in here? Will the CDR boys defend off Luke Clout? I just struggle to see it. I think Daniel Reardon's too hungry for this championship. He doesn't want anyone to go. Take a look at the whole shot here, and once again, the Dunlops on board those CDR, Monster Energy Yamaha, hooking up very well. Was Henry just to the outside, but just blew it too wide, got into the soft stuff, and allows Clout to slip through to the inside. And that's what I'm liking to see from Clout. It's the maturity, it's the racecraft. He didn't have the jump, but he holds that inside line. He keeps it nice and narrow, and he rides out to the first turn. That's what we see with a left-right chicane. Reardon still in second place, and Brayton looks like he's moved up to third. So we've lost Josh Hill in that last lap. Hill's gone down, we've lost him. We see Toddy Waters too, your reigning 2019 MX Nationals champion. So Waters out there on the Supercross machine right now, trying to get the job done. Clout though, too strong. He's very consistent when he gets to the front of the field. Hill, so here, he must have gone the inside line. You see that hair flapping out the back. It could be no one else but Josh Hill. And Brayton doesn't seem to have the measure here. A couple of laps in and they're starting to gap him.
Yeah, they are, and I think for this point, this is what I want to talk about with Luke Clout, Aiden. He didn't get a whole shot all season long. He gets one whole shot in that second final. He wins the race, and he finds himself right back out front. It's amazing what a mental switch can happen as a racer with one good start and one race of clear track. As we see Brett Metcalf coming through there, Todd Waters, seeing how they're just lighting up these 450s down the start straight. Big rut, big acceleration chop coming out of the grass bank there here at Wynn Stadium. Down the Motor X whoop section again. All the Yamaha riders starting to opt for that low line.
That low line is so sketchy though. Everyone having moments through it. If you sit slightly to the left or to the right, we see almost what we saw happen to Aaron Tanner. You know, left, right. You can swap into it fairly hard. Luke Clout doing absolutely everything right here, and he looks like he's in a great position to take out his maiden overall victory. Will Justin Brayton want to fight back though? I'm not too sure if something's happened to Brayton, or maybe if he got bogged up in that mistake in the second final, but just not looking himself. Lawson Bopping coming through there in mistakes. How about a Josh Hill though, onto the back wheel of Daniel Reardon. He doesn't care who's in the championship, as we said earlier. He wants to go for the win, and Reardon is going to find himself in all sorts of trouble if he can't get the gear going. You see what I'm talking about there from Luke Clout, slightly to the right-hand side, and has a big mistake. Now that can be very, very costly. 4 laps to go, and still the gap is extending to Justin Brayton.
As a rider's perspective, Aiden, to tell you, heading down them loop sections and trying to aim for a rut that's as wide as your rear wheel, it might look easy taking that low line, but it is very hard to be precise enough to keep your bike tracking through there, keep that rear end squatted and stop it from unloading. Brayton is still choosing to run down the middle. It's going to be interesting to see what that means with 3 laps to go, if he's able to make any inroads into the top 3. But right now, Josh Hill, Dan Reardon, 3rd and 2nd respectively. It just looks to me, Aiden, like this track has kind of baked off and gone away just enough, where it's making passing very difficult, and you have to be very precise on the main line. You know, this is the 6th final we've seen tonight. I'm just not sure if the track is in a position for these guys to really race at the intensity that we saw earlier in the night, and that's a great sign for Luke Clout out front, as we see the number 3 there of Jaden Rikers down. Unfortunately for him, it looks like Luke Clout going to slingshot down that start straight. Let's see what the rest of the field can do with 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go now, so we're coming into the dying stages of it. Will Luke Clout get his maiden victory? He's been hunting for this for so many years, just missed out on an MX Nationals title, but Luke Clout wants to go for this Supercross title. He wants to put that red plate on his bike, and I think for himself and the entire CDR Monster Energy team, they know he can do it. All we needed was the one result to show, yes, I can get to the front, I can beat Justin Brayton. He's actually the fastest qualifier out here today, so we know the speed is there, just needed to get the start. Those Dunlops, they've hooked up perfectly. The CDR machine, a whole bunch of power out of the box, and he has got 1 lap to go now. Luke Clout will be grinned ear to ear, taking down his maiden victory. Can he get the job done? Only a few turns to go.
Let's talk about a career night right now, Aiden, for Luke Clout. He is from New South Wales. Wollongong is his hometown race. Like you said, he just missed out on the MX Nationals titles this year, but getting the win and his opening Supercross of his career is going to mean so much to Clout in front of the hometown crowd. He's got about 2 turns left to go. Justin Brayton gets a run at Hill, but it looks like Hill's going to shut the door. But as he heads down the final rhythm one more time, this is going to be a night he's going to remember for the rest of his life. The number 4, he takes a look over his shoulder, and the CDR Yamaha Monster Energy rider of Luke Clout lights the candles here at Wollongong and takes the overall win and the final win here in SX1. Brayton's going to come across the line in 4th. What a CDI Yamaha ride for the team, 1, 2 and 3 in that final race.
And there they are, the men behind the myth, the CDR Monster Energy Yamaha team. Absolutely ecstatic. I see Aaron Clout, Luke's older brother, and of course his mechanic getting the job done. This is years and years of hard work, dedication, and sacrifices. Take a look at the local fans there. Cloudy, the local man, out to this race, and he is going to be absolutely pumped up. Takes the maiden victory over Daniel Reardon. Josh Hill's going to come home in third place. Fourth for Justin Brayton in that one. Then we look for Brett Metcalf, Todd Waters, Dylan Long, Henry Miller after a great start. Doesn't get the job done, but here it is. Luke Clout, to the victor go the spoils, and he is very pumped up. You take a look at the friends and family and all the love and support. This is not just a night. This is years and years and years in the making, and Luke Clout finally gets the job done. There it is. All his friends coming in to share the love with him as he finally gets the job done. So a massive congratulations to Luke Clout on a maiden victory.
As we take a look at the rest of the SX1 Triple Crown round points for round 3 here at Wollongong, Dan Reardon getting second and Justin Brayton maintaining control of the championship with a consistent night in third. Well, let's go down now to Aidan Williams with Luke Clout.
Well, Cloudy, I've been waiting a while to get to welcome you up onto this top step, and I'm sure the emotions are running through you right now. What a special feeling. Take us through what's running through your head.
Oh, about time. I don't know. It's been a long road. There's been a lot of injuries and just stuff like that that's taken me a lot of time to bounce back. 2 femurs in a couple of years isn't really good, so it's taken me a long time to kind of get back that. And just the mental aspect, I've really been working on it a lot this year and seeing a lot of people and just taking it upon myself to make my mental game better. So obviously just to get a win is obviously, that's confidence. So, 2 at the end of the 2 and 3 races, 2 wins in a row. So, hopefully we can carry it on.
Big night there for Luke Clout. As you can see, Justin Brayton and Dan Reardon join him on the podium as Cloudy sprays his teammate. But congratulations for the opening win. But right now, Aiden, the SX1 Championship points have tightened up.
Well, the crucial thing to mention, we have now passed the halfway point in the championship, and Justin Brayton still solidifies that lead up top with 70 points. Luke Clout, though, a very dominant night. He comes in there with 67, so we're starting to see the championship close up. And it's what we want to see as we get to the dying stages of it. Only 2 rounds to go. Clout, he's really in the hunt for it. After a maiden victory, he'll carry all that confidence onto New Zealand. Well, that is going to wrap it up for us out here tonight. The third round of the Yamaha Australian Supercross Championships, proudly presented to you by Dunlop and Motorex. Clout, he's right in the hunt for it. Can Brayton get the job done? We're not too far away, only 2 rounds to go.
We won! Yeah! Yeah!